Hey everybody, today I want to talk to you about my Sunday long run yesterday and a couple of shoes that I am most looking forward to purchasing and reviewing for you all in the coming weeks and months and however long it takes for them to release. It should be all within July, but we'll see. So, first recapping the long run yesterday, 17 miles, which is a slight reduction from the week before where I did a 20-mile really challenging hot slogfest long run with some pace in it. Today, or yesterday rather, it was a bit easier, a little bit more broken up. So the idea was my coworker and friend was having a cricket match between two local teams, his team and another team, at a park nearby where a lot of the places inside of the greater Rochester area, which is where I live, are relatively close to each other. So most of the parks from my house are running distance, other than the ones up by the lake, which are like, I mean, they're still running distance, but I don't. Maybe eventually I'll do the 22-mile long run all the way out to the beach and back. But for now, that's a pretty ambitious run. So yesterday, though, it was a much closer park, one that I go to very regularly, and I didn't even know that's where my coworker was playing cricket in the summers. And I've done, probably 30, 40, maybe more runs in this park. It's actually the place where I discovered the origin of crows, like the birds, crows. Yeah, I found all of them. That's where they're born. That's where they're generated. I think they're procedurally generated or like government manufactured. But it is like thousands of crows at this particular park, and it's right on a golf course. And then on the other side of the golf course is where the cricket game was being held. And so, but the beginning of the run, first 9 miles of it, I was just sort of out and about running, and because his cricket match didn't start until like that 9 miles was passed for me relative time. And so I got there and talked to a couple of his teammates. They explained some of the rules. I don't know. I'm an American. We're dumb. I don't know anything about cricket, but it seems pretty similar to baseball. It looks, some observations of cricket, if anybody's interested. I think that the throwing job, which is called a bowler, looks like the most fun to me. But according to my coworkers' teammates, that was actually considered like the lower class job in the game because people want to bat, apparently. And I could see it a little bit because like if you're throwing and throwing and throwing, you're going to hurt your rotator cuff eventually. So I could see why maybe somebody wouldn't necessarily want to do that job, but I thought it was pretty cool. And then, yeah, so then the run was me doing that, talked with his teammates for a little bit, did another like 3, because the way cricket's structured, there's like there's quarters, I think, and don't quote me on any of this. This is just what I learned yesterday. And in the quarters, they come off the field at some point and switch out teams to do like offense and defense, obviously. So I got a couple more miles in. My buddy came off the field. We chatted about life and stuff for a little bit. And it got me thinking about just how you're using your running to connect with other people, even if it isn't directly through running. This activity that I'm doing on a Sunday morning enabled me to go make a really good connection and further deepen a connection that I already appreciate and enjoy, right? And it was just a really good way to get out and spend some time throughout the day. It also broke up the run, right? I know that, people have opinions about should you run your entire run? Should you, is walking acceptable? You could choose your own adventure, right? I'm not doing this for every long run. If I'm doing a session, I'm not stopping in the middle of a mile repeat or something just to chill. But for this, it made sense to me to just have some social energy involved in the run. I thought it was really great. I was testing a shoe that I can't actually talk to you about. One thing that I can say, I believe I can say, is that if you are interested in running shoes and you like variety in your rotation, I highly advocate for any of you to look up your favorite brand or one of your favorite brands' wear testing program and submit an application to be a wear tester. It will expose you to new shoes that are in development. It's a lot of fun. Currently, I have 2 shoes that I am testing. I'm not going to say which brand. One of them I hate, one of them I love, right? And the one I wore yesterday was the one that I love, also the newest that I got. So I have been really enjoying myself with the wear tester program. Some other stuff that I'm looking forward to in the coming maybe day to days and then coming weeks. 2 shoes, Takumi Sen 11. Really looking forward to getting my hands on that. I wasn't the biggest fan of the Takumi Sen 10, but the genre, the lower but still super shoe, I love that. I love, as you might have seen on this channel, running in racing flats. I love lower stack shoes that are really responsive and snappy. So I think as long as they could get the upper to not hurt my tendons, the extensor tendon, particularly on my right foot, I think I'll probably love the shoe. It just comes down to the fit. But from what I have seen, and which is true, it's the same upper that's on the Adios Pro 4. And that's the same upper that's on the Adios 9. And if you saw my Adios 9 review, you'll know that that's a fantastic upper. If you've worn the Adios Pro 4, you'll know that's a fantastic upper. It really is like a nice fabric-y, great feeling, great fitting upper. And so if they put that, which from the images, they did put that on the Takumi Sen 11, I'm optimistic that I'm really going to love the shoe. And it has the newer Light Strike Pro that is softer, although I've heard reports from people that have early models of the Takumi Sen 11 that it's firmer than what's in the Adios Pro 4. But my 2 issues with the Takumi Sen 10 were overall tightness of the upper and too firm on the midsole, right? And so if both of those things are going in the other direction on the Takumi Sen 11, I have a feeling that I'm going to love it. Because what I did like about the Takumi Sen 10 is how fast and sharp it was, but it could use some rounding of the edges, right? So that's what I think they're doing with the 11. And the second one I'm looking most forward to is the Edge Tokyo. I've been seeing like here and there if I could get an early pair of them. No luck yet, but by the end of July, that should become readily available. So if you have any recommendations for shoes that you think I should test in the coming month and into fall and into August and into fall, let me know. Some that I'm looking forward to, I might be interested in the Rocket X3 from Hoka. I am interested in the Mach X3 from Hoka. I was one of the people that bought the Mach X2. It completely bled my Achilles. I had to return it. And there's just no option there. It was one of the best midsole experiences. And I have a feeling that would have lasted forever. And it could have been the ultimate in long run shoe, similar to what the CLO X1 is for me right now, but even more tank-like for the long run, except for the fact that it completely chewed up my Achilles. So the update, if you haven't been following along for that, it's an upper update only. They're keeping the same midsole, and I think they're throwing a Clifton upper on there. Could be wrong about that, but that's what it looked like from TRE last year from the videos that people took. So that's the other shoe that I know for sure that I'm going to be getting this year. But again, if there's any others that you want me to take a look at, send them my way. If anybody has a really comprehensive release schedule of Chinese running shoes, that's something that I'm interested in trying. I haven't dipped my toes into yet. But if there's something upcoming that should be on my radar, let me know. And thank you all for watching. I appreciate your attention.